Hi, it's Carrie here, Say Mum on the Run. We have so much to catch up on, so it's been over a week since I've done a little update. So much has happened, lots of good, lots of not so great. So I think last week I left you that we had been offered a place for Faith at a mainstream / LCSC provision. So she would be attached to the LCSC. However, she would also be in mainstream classes. So we thought that was a no-go, but we thought we'll go along anyway and, see what it's like. Faith wasn't going to be coming with us, but she decided she did want to come, and it actually worked out all right. So as we went round the school, it's quite a new school. It's not been up for that many years. It's quite open spaced. It was better than the other school that we had a look at, which was just for mainstream but with adaptations made for her, but no attachment to the LCSC. So that school had lots of stairwells and things where any manner of bullying could take place, whereas this is a lot more open, which I think will be better because Faith inevitably will attract people that are not very kind, and it's just because she's different. She's different, and sadly that is the way of the world, that people that are different are not always treated well or are targeted by people that I don't know, think they've got some sort of power or I don't know. I can't think about the mindset of those people because I'm not like them. So having said that, we went along and Faith actually really liked it. So I think the big seller for her was the fact that they're very LGBTQIA plus inclusive. Some of the teachers there are openly advertise the fact that their own sexuality. One of the teachers that were showing us around told us that she was queer, the term that she used, which is lovely to see the kind of language that they are happy. Catch during this. That the teaching staff and stuff are there. Thank you, buddy. That are there to support our children, are using all the kind of the terminology that please don't show your bum hole to the camera, Mittens. Thank you. He's so not usually affectionate with me. I think he thinks he's got an audience. You got an audience. So yeah, so we are prepared to give it a try. I really hope it's going to work for her. Excuse me. Thank you. Sorry about that, folks. We really hope it works for her. I mean, I would love her to be capable of doing mainstream. I hope that's the case. One of the things that did attract us as well was Faith's 11 and a half, but she's operating maybe about a kind of 8-9-year-old, both in her mannerisms and her behaviours, and also exhibiting as well all her capabilities in education. Now, Faith is a very smart cookie, but she will not display, she will not demonstrate what she's capable of. So we don't know what Faith could be a genius for all we know. So we'll see how she gets on, but they have assured us that there'll be children that are also not at the same level as Faith, that may be primary 5 level as well, and they'll all be in together. So that was reassuring, because what I didn't want for Faith was to be sitting there not understanding things and the class were whizzing on. So it sounds like that won't be the case, and that there will be other kids in the same situation that Faith's on. So we have our fingers crossed. The LCSC facilities seem really good in the school. The only problem we have is that Faith does elope when she gets overwhelmed, and there is a dual carriageway near the school, and there's also a forest near the school as well. What they do, as soon as a child elopes or leaves the school, they call the parents. So it's actually a little bit of a while away for us. So it's maybe, I'm going to say a guess, maybe about 7 miles away from us, something like that. So we can't immediately get there, and my husband doesn't drive, so he would have to get a taxi up. So we split our time at home just now to accommodate the children. So my husband works 5 days a week, but he does work from home 2 to 3 days a week, and I am working 2.5 days, but I can work some of that time from home if I need to as well. So we will see how that goes. We do have our fingers crossed. I spoke with our solicitor, and our solicitor says what we can do is suspend our tribunal. You know what I mean, tribunal. Sorry, because I want to say tribunal, but I know it's not, it's tribunal. So yeah, so that's going to be almost like suspended for 8 weeks, and then if we decide after that point that the place isn't the right provision for her, then we can continue with our tribunal. We will see. I am really hoping. I'm trying to be very positive. Faith is showing great signs that she's ready to get back to school. She has been overwhelmed the past week, and I think because she hasn't been out at school, and our little friends are like 8 years old, 8 coming up 9, they've been at school, and she has less patience just now, so she gets very overwhelmed around her friends, and we've had to ask them to leave a few times just so that Faith can come back down, because she gets very annoyed over little, well, to us as little things, but to her is sensory overload. So I think being back out at school, she will get used to like busyness again, and I think that will really help her. She had an almighty meltdown 2 nights ago where I literally, it was like she was possessed. It was awful. She was attacking my husband, and she's left him with like sort of scratch marks and like chunks out of his skin from, she doesn't even have any nails because she bites them with her anxiety, but it's taken like a chunk out of his skin and some bruises and things, because she'd sworn at him, and he had taken her electronics away from her, and she flipped. She absolutely flipped. So she was also banging on her headboard with her arms, which was making her like all red and things. And yeah, and she's blaming Dad for that. So I mean, I'm sitting on Faith, watch what you're doing right now. Look what's happening as you're banging. But she so definitely. So there's no communicating with children, as we know. Most of us, I think, when our children are in meltdown, there's not really any communicating with them, and we have to wait till they can. Faith is very much as well on the road, she believes, to coming into her true identity. So Faith believes she's trans. She believes that she's a boy and not a girl. This is a fairly recent thing for us. So she told me in June that this is how she felt, although she says she's felt like this for a few years. Faith certainly didn't grow up in kind of exhibiting behaviours that would make you think she was anything other than a girl. So for us, this is brand new, and I've asked her to give us time to get used to it. I said give us a year, and then we can kind of look further into if she wants to start living more like a boy. I think it's going to make her life extremely difficult, and she already has an extremely difficult life with her autism. But if that's who she truly is, then we respect that, and we will, you know, nourish and encourage and be the kind of parents that support her. However, she's still only 11, and that's a very long road. So she's asked for things like binders so that she stops her chest from growing. We have said absolutely not. Nothing biological can be supported until you're much older, and then you can legally make those choices for yourself. What we have allowed is for her to get her hair cut, which she has done today. So her hair was almost at her bottom, and she's had it cut really short now. She looks beautiful with it. She looks beautiful with it short. She's got such pretty features. But yeah, we will see how that transpires. She's fallen out with my mum today because my mum called her a girl. So I'm hoping that she will come round. It's really difficult for us all. Like I say girl as well. I mean, she's been in our lives for 11 and a half years as a girl, and to expect us to just switch automatically and be calling her a boy. When we did say, you know, we need some time to see if this is a forever thing for her. So we'll see. We will see. Hopefully she'll make up with mum again soon. My mum absolutely adores her. So I hope Faith does forgive. She has cut my dad out of her life for a few months at one point, because he had said something like, oh, don't be stupid or something, when she was talking about being a Therian, which if you haven't watched any other videos or you don't know, is someone that was an animal in a past life, and that's what Faith believes. She's also a Therian. So she believes she's a Therian, she's trans, she's pansexual, so she is attracted to people for their personalities and not for their gender. and she is autistic. She's got a profile of demand avoidance, and she is a walking label maker. Going on to Harry. Harry has had a tough day today in school. He's been extremely violent. Sadly, he has hurt his teacher and his teacher assistant, and I believe a few children as well. If anyone of those people are watching, I'm so sorry that our child has acted that way. He is also struggling tremendously, and we are just hoping and counting down the time until he is finally taken for his autism assessment and ADHD. Hopefully once he gets that in place, I mean, it is a formality as far as we're concerned, as far as the school's concerned, as far as any professional that's ever dealt with Harry is concerned. This is just a formality, but perhaps then at some stage he can be offered some medication for ADHD, which I do truly believe could have a massively positive impact in his life, and he can maybe live a more balanced life, because right now it's just, he's got so much energy, but that can turn negative very quickly, like it did in school today. So I am sorry to anyone that got hurt. I really hope that we can help him, you know, channel his energy in positive ways, but right now it's a real struggle for him. So there has been highs as well in that, because I did say there's been tremendous highs and lows. That does sound like an awful lot of either lows or like hard things to get through. But Jamie and I, my hubby and I, had a lovely date night at my new works work night out last Friday. That was so much fun. That was at Hamilton Racecourse, and then there was like George Bowie and GBX experience was there as well, and that was so good. We were up dancing and it was fantastic. Had a few drinks, had a little flutter on the races. I don't know if we won or not. I think we might have won the last race, but the bookies had already closed down before we cashed out, so we'll need to go to a betting shop to get that paid out. But yeah, so there has been some positive things. We've got a nice weekend planned. We're going to go to a Too Good to Throw market this weekend, which is going to be, you know, lots of people selling on you know, pre-loved items. There's going to be like all your different stalls for like food stalls, cake stalls, you know, cleaning products, like lots of different things. So we're going to go to that. I have my exercise class first thing on Sunday morning. Go me. Then probably go to church. So we used to go to church a lot. We've got a lovely church family who still keep in touch with us. However, we haven't been in years. So the children, it became very difficult for the children to be in church, even though they're very welcoming. Like they're not, you know, restricting of any children. But our kids were fighting a lot and finding it really difficult to be in that social setting. So Harry asked me on Sunday, 15 minutes before church started, and I'm wearing my pyjamas, you know, no makeup, hair a riot. And I said, can we go to church? And I didn't want to put him off. So I was like, yeah, sure. So I ran up and shoved some clothes on, shoved a little bit of makeup on, brushed my hair, and we went and he had a really good time. So I'm hoping he's going to keep that up, because I get something from church as well. You know, I go and I feel a sense of, I don't know, peace, or I don't know. I always come away having gotten something from church. So if he keeps that up, then I'll keep taking him. And then yeah, I have to get Faith's uniform, so that'll be your plan for the weekend. But I hope you have a lovely weekend. And I know this was a long ramble. If you've made it to the end, take care, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.